early on, your size apparently limited your confidence. How so?
Well, I think when I first started in AAU ball, like when I was 9 or 10, I was always the smallest kid on my team. And, you know that scene as a young kid, you see looking around, everybody's got big arms, and you're like comparing yourself to them. And you're like, I'm not there yet, but there's something I can do on the floor to hopefully help my team. And it got always that kind of trend all the way through high school until my senior year was when I was actually taller than somebody, and it felt pretty good. But
I mean, you're tall. You're 6'3", but just not tall for an NBA player.
Yeah, I'm a late bloomer too. So up until I was like 5'6" my freshman year in high school. So it just you just see things differently on the floor and try to find how you're going to be successful and how you're going to impact the game as a smaller guy. Not being able to just physically dominate somebody. You got to be smarter. You got to have a better IQ. You got to be a little more crafty on the floor. So it actually helped my game a lot. And unfortunately, major D1 schools, when I was getting recruited, kind of saw how limited I was physically and kind of let that kind of affect the, scholarship offers from those big schools that I hoped to go to. But I had one coach that believed in me, and that's all I needed. So it worked out.
And I'll touch on that here in a little bit. But one thing I read, which I found was interesting, you said that not trying out for the varsity team your freshman year of high school was the biggest regret of your career. Why?
I think it would have been a great experience to just go through practices and hopefully a couple of games with that kind of competition to push me. It was a decision that I thought about for a long time. Or once I got to high school and up until the tryout period, knowing that we had a pretty good varsity team that year, and they had a lot of guys returning, so I didn't know how much playing time I would get, and didn't know really how ready I was for that level. But I got a lot of reps in the JV, with the JV team, and at the end of the year they called me up for the state championship or the state playoff run, and I was on the bench and just looking. Obviously, with 2020 hindsight, I think playing on that varsity team would have been a little more of a challenge to hopefully accelerate my improvement as a basketball player. But those last 3 years, it did enough, and I think it all worked out.
For more clips from this interview, visit GrahamBensinger.com.